Mistletoe's there.
Hello everyone, happy 2026, and today is my first review of the year. It's an old game, more than 10 years ago, called Blood Bowl 2. Now, Blood Bowl 2 takes place in an alternate version of the Warhammer Fantasy universe, in which instead of the different races killing each other, they actually limit it to a football pitch, an American football pitch, and you get to play out how these fantasy races play American football against each other. But is it fun? Is it worth playing? Here's what you come to find out in 5 minutes. Now, this game of Blood Bowl is also based on the tabletop game also called Blood Bowl, which me and my friends enjoy playing on top. And Blood Bowl 2 is actually one of the more faithful representations of the tabletop game. There are many different races which are accurately presented here. I mean, what more can I say? The elves look like elves, the vampires look like vampires, the humans look like humans. And when the actions get thick and serious, like two people tackle each other, you get to hear the brown crunching effects, and you get to see blood splattered across your screen. So this actually is a good way to represent Blood Bowl on the video game arena. The commentary, as far as possible, is quite relevant to the action on the field, except sometimes it can get a bit too repetitive. So I will deduct marks from this area, but overall the presentation, which is the look and feel of the game, is quite good. Now let's move on to the next criteria. Now, believe it or not, there is a story in this game where you take a team of fledgling humans and attempt to win the championship. The game is quite interesting because initially the humans are of lower stats, because humans are generally jack of all trades, but don't really specialize in any field of football. And slowly you earn experience points to upgrade your team and eventually work your way to the championship. And several hurdles are thrown at you at some course of the game, where they put you in specific challenges or criteria they got to fulfill before completing the mission. So the story is very simple, not very long, and most of your time won't be spent there. In fact, I want to spend the bulk of me talking about the other aspect of gameplay beyond the story. As this is a turn-based game with fantasy sports features, most of the gameplay will be found in the season mode, in which you get to choose a team of a certain race, and each race has its advantages and disadvantages, and certain gimmicks too, and manage them to win hopefully multiple championships over multiple years. And this is where the bulk of Blood Bowl's fun come in. Over the course of the season, you'll gain experience points, and these experience points will be used to upgrade the players, so you'll get a stronger team. And you can also earn in-game cash for you to actually go and buy other players who are better than your original team. In fact, as a fantasy football game, I give this extremely high marks because it's extremely fun and a faithful recreation of the tabletop Blood Bowl game. However, as a sports simulator, I find that it's a bit lacking in some areas. For example, there's no way to track how many points a player scored over the season, how many interceptions he made, and the stats can be a bit simplistic. So I make it lose marks for the area. And it's also quite impossible to buy players from other teams unless you are playing online matches with an online league. So that feature is not being used very well, especially if we are keeping to single player mode. So all in all, what do I give Blood Bowl? Well, I would like to say that I have a lot of fun with this game, despite its flaws, like the stadiums looking a bit samey and the lack of stat tracking among the players. So overall, I will give this a score of 9 out of 10. This game is definitely fun and worth trying out, especially if you can't afford to buy Blood Bowl 3, the sequel, as not all its features has been added in yet. So if you want to play something which has a more complete experience, stick with Blood Bowl 2. Thank you everyone, and have a good week ahead.
I think it's going to make him